Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. Before you get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. I'm Glenn, all right? Tonight we're reviewing Ready to Love, Make a Move, Season 1, Episode 12, the finale, right? Man, where do I want to start here? A lot went on with this because we had the finale and the reunion kind of mixed in together. And there's a lot going on here. We see all the guys who get to the house for the mixer, the final mixer as they per se, and we see everyone that's there. We see Vern, and we see Tabari, we see Cam, and we see Zadia, we see Maurice and Charisse, we see Donald, and we see Ashley. And then we get to the point, Tamika's there as well. And here we go. We go to time for the women to make a decision whether they're going to keep this guy or not keep this guy. And we see Vern. Vern calls Tabari into the room. Let me see you there for a minute. Tabari is in this room, and Tabari's there, and Vern begins to start having discussion with him, and she begins to talk to him how it's important for him to communicate, how it's important for him that he is a very nice guy, that she does think he is a good man, and that he does have value, and she does see him as a good person. But she has concern that he doesn't fit into where her lifestyle. He's too busy. All right. He's in Mississippi. He's in Louisiana, and she doesn't have a concern that he's going to come to Houston, and be able to do that. And then she's going to be able to talk to him on communication days. And I think her biggest issue, and she said it all throughout the show, is that he does not communicate with her effectively and efficiently. And basically is what it sounded like was he doesn't talk to her unless they're doing a show, unless they're filming, unless they're producing, that he's not trying to woo her and try to engage in her, and that she's not settling, right? That she's not going to settle for just any type of person, not going to settle for just any type of man, that she want to settle with a person who's willing to communicate, who's willing to talk. The trips were fine. All that stuff was good, but he did not communicate with her. He has not been communicating with her, and it's one-sided. So at the end of the day, Vern decides to tell Tabari, I decided to basically choose me. I'm not going to be with you. I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to be in a place where everything is, act like everything is hunky-dory. We're not hunky-dory, and I got some concerns. And bruh looked genuinely shocked, right? He looked genuinely, upset, devastated. He sat in that room for a little while. We'll talk about that later because she did a video, and I'm going to go deep in that. So he sat in there about 10 minutes, waiting and just contemplating. Seemed like he was contemplating life, right? Like, what happened here? Why did this go wrong? Where did I mess up? Where did I struggle? Where did this issue or situation take place? And what he messed up at was he didn't communicate. Excuse me. You have somebody who's telling you to communicate. You have somebody who's telling you to make phone calls, to good morning text, good evening text, good afternoon text. You having somebody who say, I need you to open the lines of communication. I don't know if he changed the pattern or not, but if she's still singing the song at the end, that means some things he did not change, right? And so he didn't change those things, and she say, hey, I don't want to be with you. And then Vern makes the decision, like, I want him to chase me. Now, granted, you want me to chase me, or when he didn't even try to come after me. Mixed signals here. If you decided to want him to chase you, and you just cut him or let him go, ain't no dude gonna chase you. Ain't gonna try to save his dignity, right? Save his respect, save his gratitude or fortitude, save his image, right? You can see he wanted to say some things, and we don't know what was cut out as far as production. He might have did say some things, but it was didn't go on camera. So he excuse me, he got up. He finally got up and he left. She just wanted him to leave, hit the door, hit the bricks. They didn't say bye. They didn't give each other a hug. No pleasantries, none of that stuff. He just walked on and left with his head tucked between his legs. Again, those are one of the things that transpired, that took place. She didn't want Tabari. I'm my firm belief, Tabari didn't fit into what she looks for, right? She has a certain type, and she has a certain Jabari is her type. Jabari is the guy that she looks at physically, she physically likes, emotionally likes. Only thing that was a problem with Jabari is that Jabari didn't want a woman who, I ain't gonna say she out in the streets, but out in the streets, right? He wanted a woman who would be home 9 to 5, keep it classy. Doesn't mean she doesn't keep it classy. He wanted somebody to be in a mode. If Jabari was open like Tabari, Vern would have still been with Jabari, not Tabari, but Jabari was just a little too stringent, a little too tough. And I'm not even worried about the financial piece because he was stable where he was at, and he was able to do some things for her. So again, Vern didn't choose Tabari, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about Vern and her video at a later date. That she dropped some things about that. She went off on some of you people on the internet. Is what it is, all right? But we'll talk about that in another video. And so we go on. Then we see Maurice and Charisse, right? Maurice and Charisse, which I think this couple will work. I like this couple. Of course, we know Charisse chooses Maurice, right? Her biggest discussion, her biggest issue with this situation is, how will it work long distance wise? Will a long distance relationship work between her and Maurice? Because in the past, long distance relationships have not worked. And I think that's one of the biggest issues right there. Do not compare Maurice to past relationships. Let Maurice have a clean slate. Let Maurice have, a place to prove or disprove your thoughts about him. Let him see if he's going to travel to Miami. Let's see if he makes those phone calls and those FaceTimes and those video calls and whatever the case may be on a regular basis. That's what she needs to understand. I think Charisse has some fear of being hurt again. I think she genuinely wants to find somebody to be with her. She genuinely wants to find somebody to care about her. Genuinely want to find somebody who loves her. And I think Maurice is in a place where he could financially. He meets her and checks the box. Socially, he checks the box, right? The profession that he has checks the box. He's able to move to Miami or whatever case may be. And so he's able to do those things for her. Now, will he be able to do that for her consistently? Will he be able to hold her down? And will she be able to respect him? Will she be able to not to blow off the handle from 0 to 60? Now, we haven't seen her do that to many men, right? We saw it a little bit on her season of Ready to Love, but not with those that she's dating with. So I'm not sure if she'll go 0 to 60 on Maurice. But again, he's a litigator. He's a lawyer. So he knows how to speak and he knows how to talk. And he might be able to calm her down without making a scene. I think, again, Charisse wants genuine love. Charisse wants to be involved with somebody that can show her love, that show her compassion, and to show her the understanding that she needs. And I think Maurice is that guy. Now, does he talk as much? Probably not, right? Maybe it was the shyness from being on camera. But we do know the second time he came around, Maurice opened up. Maurice shared a little bit more. Maurice was being communicative, right? He was communicating. So we'll see how this progresses. I'm interested to see where they're at after the reunion. Which the reunion is 3 months later. So be interested to see where Charisse and Maurice is, and if they're still hanging in there, if they're still going strong. But there was no brainer here. Charisse chose Maurice. This is the couple that I see most likely having the opportunity to succeed. Right? Not saying they will succeed, but they have the greater chance, the probability to succeed if things work right. So Charisse keeps Maurice, and they're like two peas in a pod. I'm glad he came back around, and Charisse was able to choose somebody that she's pleasant with and someone that she's embraces, that she likes. All right. Then we move on to Zadia and Cam. Zadia called Cam in the room, and the girl's like, they don't know what they're gonna do. All right. So we see here, Zadia tells Cam, we see a little vignette. Zadia's not sure, if Cam is with her, if he's going to be with her, he's going to stay with her. She's not sure how she fits into his life because he is busy. He's doing things. And, she does like the fact that he did kind of curve some things for her. But Cam has told her all the time, all along in this, that he doesn't want her, that he doesn't like her. Well, that he's not willing to move to DC. He's not willing to change his lifestyle, uproot himself to move for her. He feels like, it was good for them to kick it while he's down here and while they're there. Let's kick it. Let's keep it going. Let's move along. And that's been his stance the whole time. He has not lied. He has not wavered from that. He's always been truthful to her. And so Zadia is feeling that she has to make a decision. She feels like, hey, the decision I got to make, the decision that she has to make, she says tough, is weighing on her mind and her heart, right? Is inside of her. Dude, does it look like, and then she makes a decision to keep Cam. Now, just my opinion, it doesn't look like Cam wants to be kept. It looked like Cam drops his head. Cam like, God, dog, you kept me after all this. If dude could have eliminated himself, he would eliminate himself. She was like, oh, well, you gonna come visit? You gonna come visit me? I want you to come visit me in DC. Okay, come visit you in DC for what? Right? Because he's gonna do his thing down here in New Orleans. He was like, they should have seen what he's happy that the camera stopped rolling and you went back to DC because it was able for him to get back to his lifestyle. His friends said that, right? His friends have said that in the previous episode. Cam just like doing Cam. Cam wanted to do Cam. Cam don't know what he didn't know what he signed up for, right? He didn't know about all the production stuff, all the call times, Cam was here to get a check and Cam was here to be on a show. And what Cam ended up getting allegedly was a little bit of goodies, right? Somebody else's goodies, somebody's merchandise. And I think that's what this relationship probably will be. It's fine for him to come DC, get a little something, have a little fun. I'm going to say fun. Or for her to come back down to New Orleans, have a little fun. He doesn't want to keep a long distance relationship. He mentioned that in the previous episode. He wants to keep it open. He wants to keep it loose. He doesn't want to put he doesn't want to put a label on this thing. He just wanted to be friends with benefits. So I'm going to call it like I see it. He wants friends with benefits and Zadia is down for it. I think the biggest thing is that Zadia doesn't understand how somebody can say no, right? He challenges her. He's not conformed. He's not, doing the things that she would like him to do. Cam is marching to his own beat. Cam is marching to his own drum. Cam is doing what Cam does. And she, like, oh, dang, he does? How can I handle it? Look at some of the guys that she had been with in the past, right? You look at Dante. Dante is more like Cam, too. He marches to the beat of his own drum, right? He's going to do what he wants, when he wants, how he feels, and she's not going to control him. Now you look at Naeem, what she did on the show, she kind of controls him. He was kind of lagging behind her. And so, again, Cam is that type of guy. He's like, you know what? And Zadia's up for the challenge. Like, I'm going to try to break you. Right? I whipped it on you and that didn't break you. Let's see what I can do to break you, and to get you to feel or to be close to me. We'll see at the reunion, right? We'll see at part 2 of the reunion if Cam and Zadia are still together. And in my opinion, they're not. In my opinion, it's not going to work out. It's not going to happen. They're not together. And then we move on to Donald and Ashley. You know, there's some relationships you like, you know what, let it go. There's a relationship that you see it and you're like, you know, this is not going to work. Like, why don't you just bail, bruh? Or why don't you bail, sis? You know, Ashley is Ashley, right? You see the nails moving, see the dramatic scene that she's in, and she's talking to Donald like, I figured that we're going to be together. I like the things that were going on. I'm ready to make a move. But the move is going to be, coming to the egg sometime, and I'm going to New Orleans sometimes. But ultimately she chose Donald to be in a relationship with. And I'm sitting here like, yep, if there was ever time for you to run, bruh, it was time for you to run, right? Donald should have bailed. He should have said, you know what, self-eliminate. I don't want to be with you. The woman told you in the previous episode, when he's talking to a friend, like, hey, if you did that to me, blah, 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 I'll smack you in the face, right? She's all up in his grill. Who wants to be in that type of relationship? Y'all not even really seriously dating. You're on a TV show. She's talking about she'll smack you in the face and do all this stuff. Bail. But again, Donald likes to be in toxic relationships. Toxicity is what Donald likes. And so if it's not toxic, then it's not normal to Donald. Donald should have bailed on this. He should have seen the first signs. And I really believe in my heart of hearts that his friend is at home today. His friend was there. What he said, like, yo, like after they interaction with Ashley, I guarantee his friend was like, don't mess with that girl. Bail, leave. She's gonna cause you heartache and pain. It's not right. But guess what? Donald couldn't bail because the show was giving us some checks, right? Donald's, I'm gonna take these checks. They're giving me money to be with, entertain this young lady, so I'm going to take these checks and I'm going to do what I need to do. And maybe if she chooses me, we'll move on and I'll break it off with her. He's not. Look, this is not going to work. She needs to work on Ashley. And Ashley, I like Ashley. She's a nice girl. She got some good charisma. But there's some things here that she really needs to work on. She's not ready for this relationship or any relationship at this time. She's doing too much. All right. She has to be more intentional about working on her. And again, in this case, Donald needs to be more intentional about working on him, but there is some issue, in this relationship. I do not, I don't know their toxic love. This is like bad toxic love. It's terrible. It's not going to work, at all. But again, if he likes it, I love it. And it makes good for TV. Donald, bruh, if it was me, I would have said no. Like, I appreciate the offer. I'm glad that you want to be in a relationship with me, but I don't think this is going to work. But he likes Ashley, and then we move on. We see them at the reunion 3 months later. And the biggest thing from this reunion, you see Tamika, all right? And then you see Tanika, all right? They're the host for this show, Tanika Ray, and then Tamika Lee, I believe, is the host for TNT, as they call it, the host for this reunion, hostesses for this reunion. We see all the ladies there, and they dressed up pretty well. We go through just what was going on in the show. Then we hit the flag where everybody talks about Zadia and Sharice. They're lying. Zadia lying, and she never really answered the question, like, why did you lie? Yeah, I think that's the $1 million question. Everybody wants to know, why did you lie, right? If you grown and you can do what you want to do, if you stayed out all night with Cam, you stayed out all night with Cam, why lie about it, right? What you gonna do, get in trouble, get kicked off the show, they gonna put you in timeout? Nah, you're a grown A woman, like you said. You're a grown A woman. So do grown A woman stuff, take grown A woman responsibilities, and move on, right? Finally got to the fact that she said, you know what, me and Cam hung out. I stayed in there, talked all night with Cam, and it was good to go, right? Fine. Nobody's mad at you, right? That's what you do. Then it gets into where it becomes really a back and forth situation here, where Sharice is talking about the situation with her and Zadia and LJ and how they sisterhood, and she said she feel like the girls ganged up on her, right? And ganged up on her. And they were like, no, we didn't gang up on you. We didn't try to gang up on you. We're trying to show you love, but the issue with you and Zadia is overflowing. And Ashley, like, I didn't take sides, Vern. Like, I didn't take sides. I told both of y'all what it is and how it is. I thought it was ridiculous, and I showed you, and I told both of y'all, let's keep it classy, keep it simple. Now, Sharice has the energy for everybody else. She ain't had no energy for Vern. I'm just saying, that type of energy, sometimes the bully meets their bully, right? Or meets their person. Zadia talking about she being bullied. It's funny how a bully calls a bully. A bully calls another person a bully when you're doing some bullying. Again, Zadia lying on certain situations, certain things. She said she didn't mean the LJ thing as a jab. She said it as a joke, a jester. That was funny. Now, the thing is, I think Sharice was more embarrassed by the fact that, not embarrassed, why did you even have to mention that on camera? They record everything. We could have had that conversation when we wasn't recording. I could have told you, me and LJ are cool. We kiss each other on the lips. That's what friends do. All right. And then, Sharice talks about Zadia giving up to Cam. And again, those type of things could have been discussed earlier and could have been discussed off camera. Some of those things could have been alleviated. Some of those situations could have been brought down. But you got two hotheads who can't do it. They can't discuss things, and it got heated. Then Ashley trying to calm Sharice down, and Sharice going back and forth. Like, if I was a friend sometimes tell a friend when they're wrong. Girl, don't tell me what's wrong. Let me talk. Y'all not gonna let me speak. Again, she was upset because they didn't let her speak, and she felt like she was being attacked. When you have somebody who got their back against the wall, Sharice is a fighter, right? She's going to fight. Sharice is going to fight because, again, it's like Color Purple. I had to fight all my life. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my uncles. I had to fight. Sharice is going to fight. So when she feel like she's threatened, she's going to do that. And she felt like she was threatened by all three women at that time, that they was ganging up on her. And she's going to back herself in a corner and say, you know what, let's go. In this case, my hat's off to her when she bumped off. She got up and said she want to walk away. Sometimes you just let people walk away. Ashley didn't want to let her walk away. That's where we at, man. 20 minutes of the reunion. All right. They ended the show, 20-minute reunion. Not another show came on, but you can see a lot of insecurities here. You can see a lot of issues with both women. All these women have some things that they're working on, and the back and forth got too much. I know they cut a lot out, they edited a lot. I like to see how long this actually went, because it went on for a long time, and how they actually calmed it down. But nonetheless, shows ends. We see a lot of previews. Here we see, like I mentioned, Cam told Zadia, it is a relief that when this show was over, I felt relieved when everybody went home, the cameras went away. We see Tabari telling Vern that he felt like he was a character, or he was acting or portraying situation. So the review is going to be the reunion is going to be very interesting next week. To see how things pan out, to see them discuss to the guys, talk to the guys. We see Kirsten comes back, and he's not having it. We see Stormy comes back and seem like she's not having it. So a lot of people are not having it in this reunion, and only time will tell. So, hey, catch me next week as we talk a little bit more about Ready to Love, Make a Move. Definitely will be here for the Dallas season. That starts on January 12th. While you're here, if you watch this video all the way to the end, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and so you don't miss any of our reviews, whether it's Married First Sight, whether it's Ready to Love, Make a Move, or whether it's our matrimony thoughts that should be coming out shortly in the new year, because we want to talk about thoughts and couples and things of that nature, and we've been married for a while, so we want to share our stories, share our advice on this channel, and check it out. I appreciate you once again. Thanks for rocking with us. If this is your first time to the channel, subscribe, bell notification. Talk to you later. Peace.